The set of images and video that you just saw were captured in New Boston, Ohio, with the alien craft seen heading to the southwest, crossing over the Scioto River toward Kentucky. It was recorded by Thomas S., a local of New Boston, with the images snapped by his 17-year-old son Christopher on the night of October 24th, 2015 at around 7 p.m. We were informed of this sighting by one of our viewers, who is actually acquainted with the sources of the footage, who was originally shown the video and images, and was given permission to share it with us, and to, in turn, share it with all of you. The reason that I'm calling this an alien craft, rather than simply a UFO, is because when you look at this thing up close, not only in the video footage, but in the photos, specifically the first image, wherein which the source captured this ship going almost directly overhead in a stunning detail, where we can see the true structural characteristics of this ship. And guys, you take a look at this thing, and you tell me with a straight face that this has anything to do with some humans down here on Earth. You tell me that some John Doe was down here at some point with his wrench and his power drill, constructing something as magnificent and alien-looking as this. And for what purpose? It even looks alien. The features on this thing don't even make sense when thinking of what utility these features would serve a human set of pilots, or one pilot in general for that matter. It is also worth noting that after the completely stunned sources of this footage got in their vehicle to leave the restaurant from which they had came and had just exited, when the craft came slowly and silently creeping from over the eastern hills, saw what they described as two military helicopters soaring overhead past them as they drove on the local highway 52 going the opposite way. As they headed home, the helicopters in which were heading in the exact flight path and direction of the craft that had just passed by about 5 minutes earlier. Now, due to the fact that they were on the highway and also heading in the opposite direction, it was practically impossible for them to get out their phones in time to catch the helicopters, especially with the speed with which they were flying past. The father and son both described this craft as silent, eerily silent. They also pointed out, which you can also see in the video footage, that at one point, just as the craft is almost disappearing into the horizon, you can see two distinct flashes of light appearing on either side of the craft, but not touching said craft. You can see those lights in this clip here. Now here's where things get very interesting. If you'll remember, Secureteam posted a video a couple weeks ago of what looks to be a massive TR-3B style triangular craft caught hiding in the night skies, caught by a man while on his back porch who had just happened to be out back for a smoke at around midnight. And in that footage, we too can see a set of lights flash, similarly to what we see here on the outside of the craft. These lights do not touch the craft in both videos, and flicker on the outside of the craft in the same way within both of these sightings. The footage of that craft is what you're seeing here. So here we have this sighting and a craft with what look like rows of windows, chambers, glowing lights, and other characteristics that simply don't jive with anything you'd imagine here on Earth. And frankly, if you can honestly look at this thing and convince yourself that, hey, yeah, it's just one of ours, no big deal, aliens aren't visiting us, well, hey, whatever it takes to help you sleep at night. We wish to thank Tom and his son Christopher for their quick reaction and awesome job in getting both images and video of this thing. This is what we ask of all of you guys. Get as much footage as possible, keep your camera steady, get video and images if you can, and send it in to us. And because this just happened, we are hopeful that more footage will be posted. From what I hear, the town that the sources are from is, however, very small, a country town. So if lightning does strike twice and we are lucky enough to get some new footage of this thing into our hands, you can be sure that we'll be posting on it. It's simply amazing footage, one more piece to the puzzle, and yet another reason that I love this work and why I can lay my head down at night knowing that we have not been alone for quite some time. So be sure to share this footage, get it out there, subscribe to the channel if you like the work we do, check back, and stay safe.